Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Season 4 of El Local Podcast 831. I am your host, Eddie Gonzalez, and today we have Mo, Watsonville Rider, Haro.
Mo Watsonville Rider. It's Mo Otto from the Watsonville Riders Car Club.
Throw a little,
Right.
see if give it a little ring.
Give me a better title.
Yeah, a little
I'm
ring.
actually the president of the Watsonville Riders. You know.
Yeah. So you are the president of
Yes,
Watsonville
sir.
Riders.
Yes, sir.
So welcome, dude. Thank you for
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you coming on. Mo, you like you say, you are a president of the Watsonville Riders.
Yes, sir.
You are born and raised in Watsonville, correct?
Yeah. Born and raised here in Watsonville. I was born here in Watsonville. We moved down to Mexico for a little bit. You know what I mean, as a kid, and then came back. You know, as a kid, and I've been here ever since.
Okay.
Yeah, so been back and forth. You know.
Yeah. But you're born in Watsonville.
Born in Watsonville.
There
yeah.
we go.
I got my green card.
So Mo, let's we want to get into the car conversation, because there's so much to talk about as far as the car scene right now in Watsonville.
Okay.
And how it's kind of like grown, and it's kind of like it's taking off more, I think, than ever before. Can you kind of agree with that a little bit?
Well, Watsonville's always been a big car community. You know what I mean? It did die down, in the early 2000s. It died down a little bit. You know what I mean? And then we like to think about it like we brought it back. You know,
Yeah.
because before that was our motto, bringing it back, where we did our first car shows here in town. So we did ignite the fire back up.
Yeah.
I mean, Watsonville's always had low riders, who were not the first or the last, but we did kind of brought it back. Made it cool again.
Yeah. Because it's like in recent years, it's like more mainstream. People are noticing more, and it's like the talk of the town a lot more.
Yeah.
So, like you said, I agree. Like, you guys brought it back. It's coming. It's here, and I feel like it's going places. But before we get into all that, kind of talk about a little bit about your background. Right? You said you were born here, then your family moved over to Mexico. You came back at an early, young age, right?
Yeah. We were here, with my parents. We was born here, like I said. But they also had a house down in Mexico, so we would go back and forth. About the age of maybe 8 or 9, my parents split up. So my dad stayed down there. My mom came back up, and we came back with her. So we've been here ever since. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I have one brother and one sister.
Okay. So not a big family, but
No, yeah. Our immediate family is small. Our family is huge. The Otto family is big.
Yeah. Okay. And so, what are your fondest memories of growing up in Watsonville when you came back, and just that you remember the most? Because obviously Watsonville's changed a lot. In the last 30 years. Even 20 years, so. What is it like? You kind of remember?
So I like to say the first memory I remember of actually coming to America, being here, was when we came back. We went to a McDonald's, I believe, or a fast food restaurant. We bought a whole bunch of food, and I'm walking with the tray, and I drop it. Everything is split on the floor. You know what I mean? And then I start getting upset, and the lady's like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We'll give you a new one." And I was like, "Welcome to America." You know what I mean? You would have been in Mexico, they would have like, "Fuck, gotta buy it again." That was. I mean, that's a memory that sticks in my head for when I barely came here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, there's lots of other memories growing up, going to HA High. I went to HA High school.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean, and then Rolling Hills and so forth. You know what I mean. So there's plenty of stuff that we did in between, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's just, it sticks in my head.
Yeah, it's the most common.
Yeah.
Yeah. And growing up here in Watsonville, were you was that the 90s, 80s, 90s?
Early 90s, we came back right after the earthquake.
Okay.
So right after the 89 earthquake, we came back, and everything was already falling apart or whatever happened, you know what I mean, and the rebuild started. So that's pretty much when we started here, you know what I mean. So I do remember, like I said, I went to HA High, so I lived around the Wendy's area.
Yeah.
So I remember the cruise nights that they had back in the days, just posted up right there with the little lowrider bikes and watching all the cars cruise by and stuff like that. So That was a good memory from back in the days. Yeah.
And so was that like your first introduction to like lowriders and cars at that early age?
Yeah. We've always been around it, always seen it. Like I said, always had a little lowrider bike, me and my brother, and then we would just post up right there and watch the cars cruise by. The mini truck scene was big back in those days. So yeah, always been kind of around it. Yeah.
So talk about that first bike that you had, like that lowrider bike. Did you build it?
Yeah, we just pretty much got a little Schwinn frame, and then got tires here, little rims, little by little. We didn't have much. We weren't we weren't well off or nothing like that. So we pieced it together, yeah, kind of deal like that. Yeah.
And so like what was it about like building that first bike that kind of like really brought that? Did you fall in love with that like the lowrider bikes and all when building it? Like what was that feeling like?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a great feeling. I mean, like I said, every time we got a chance, got a couple bucks, like I've always been a hustler since I was a little kid, man. I'll be the one to. Me and my cousin will go down to people's houses with the lawnmower. I'm like, hey, let's cut your grass, for this much. Or, we'll go down to the car wash and be like, hey, can we help you dry the car with us little kids and earn a couple bucks? And then go put that into our bike or, buy whatever we needed, you know what I mean? But always been into hustling, never been to, trying to make it happen. So that low rider bike, we made it happen just like that, little piece by piece, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Nice. And was there a lot of like, back then, you said cruise nights, and during that time?
Yeah, there was people cruising. That was back in the days when like all the other towns were coming to Watsonville and cruise. You know what I mean? Like I said, on Freedom, we would post up right in front of like by Wendy's area.
Yeah,
and then you'll see just all the cars come by. You know what I mean? That was pretty much.
So they would do it on Freedom instead of Main Street.
Yeah, it was Freedom instead of Main Street.
Yeah. Okay. And I could only imagine like what it was like back then. Because I've seen like videos and just that scene, right? We kind of have it now a little bit when we have it now on Main Street, but I feel there's something special about that time frame, like the 80s, the 90s.
Yeah.
When like that the lowrider scene, the car scene was very. I wouldn't say not that I wouldn't say special, but I feel like special doesn't give it justice.
Well, it was I don't know if you ever seen the movie Boulevard Nights.
I haven't.
Okay, it was like that style of cruising, where you know what I mean. The dudes be out there trying to pick up on the chicks, and then the homies be out there walking around. I mean, it was one of those eras, you know what I mean, back in the days. Now, I like to think about it as the lowrider scene is more of a family scene. You know what I mean? It's more. There's a lot of women lowriders, a lot of kids out there who are enjoying the lowrider. It's more of a family-oriented scene now. Before, it was more of a, you know what I mean, go out there and hanging out and, see what you can do, see what you can get into, pretty much.
Yeah. And so you started off with the bike, you would say, what, like, early teens, kind of like maybe like 10 years old? 11.
Well, I mean, I was like a fifth grader, whatever, fourth grader, fifth grader, whatever that age that is. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, at what point did you were like, I need a car? Like when you got to that age when you're like, all right, I got a car, I want to get a car, I want to start driving. What age did you start kind of driving? And did you right off the back, get a classic, a lowrider, or?
So, no, it wasn't a classic, but it was so my first car I've ever bought, and I still own it to this day. And we're just talking about it with my daughter because I'm gonna fix it up for her. She wants to drive it now. It was a '89 Mustang 5.0 convertible.
Okay.
So as a kid, like I said, as a little kid, my buddy's uncle owned that car. And I always told him, like, hey, I'm going to buy. I watched Menace to Society, as most of us ever did. And I seen the car, So I was like, I want that car. So as a kid, I was like, you know what? My buddy's uncle had one. And I told him, man, I'm going to buy that car from you. So he's like, all right, whatever. So about 5 years later, when I was about 18, 19, you know what I mean? Fresh out of high school, I told him like, hey, I want to buy that car from you. He's like, give me 5,000 and it's yours.
Mm-hmm.
So I did what I did. I hustled up, got those 5,000 together, and came back. Boom, bought the car from him. So that was my first car. My 5.0. I put some wire wheels on it, some Danes on it, and a little system, and that was my first car. As
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
My first lowrider was a '65 Thunderbird.
Okay.
That's my first classic. Like, you know what I mean? And a couple of my buddies helped me out, and we put hydros on that car, and that was pretty much the first lowrider that I had.
Yeah. And what was that like? One, to get your first car, like knowing, like you know what you want, right? Like that's the car I want. And like at any point, he could have sold it, like in those 5 years. Just imagine, right? But the fact that he was still able to keep it, and when you became of age and you had the money and you bought it, but like 5 years saving, doing it. Like, what was that like? Knowing that at the end of the tunnel, light in the tunnel, that's what I want. And then when having it, what was that feeling like?
So the 5 year period was because my buddy's uncle actually went on vacation, went to jail. So when he came out, that's when I was like, hey, you still got the car? And I want it. And that's when he said, all right, give me the 5. So I bought it. 2 weeks later, he calls me back like, hey, I regret selling it to you. I'll give you 7,000 for it right now. And I was like, nah, bro, that's my car now. You know what I mean? That's my dream car. So I fixed it up, had it nice, the rims and whatnot. And I was cruising through Capitola Village, and some lady stopped me. She's like, hey, you know what? That's exactly the car that I had in high school. She was driving a Porsche, brand new Porsche. She's like, I'll trade you. And I was like, wow. And I was like, nah, I can't. I won't do it. So I if I would have traded for a Porsche, I wouldn't sell it for whatever they were asking. You know what I mean? And then I just put it away after a while. I put it away. Started getting into other cars and whatnot. And then just recently, that car's been coming back into conversation because my daughter Lily Rose, she's 16. She just barely got her license, or she's in the process of getting her license. And she's like, you know what, Dad, I want that car. I want to fix it. So, it brought a little proud to me. You know what? You can have that car. Let's fix it for you. So that's going to be her senior year car, So we got plans for that car,
So act surprised when they give it to you, okay? Even though it's going to be yours.
She knows it. She's not surprised at all. She's been claiming that car for a while, but just recently she just got into it. Like, you know what? Let's do something with it, So yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just that thought of having your first car, just like anyone in general, you save up for it, you get it, and then the fact that you still have it, I think that's pretty cool because a lot of us like that have had our first cars. Like,
and believe me, I've gone through a lot of cars too. I've 30 cars in between that car.
Yeah.
And what I got now.
Yeah, it is still around. So
and it's still there. Yeah.
Sure. My first car was 95 Acura Integra.
Nice. Yeah.
And it was a 4-door because a lot of them were not 4-doors; they're just 2. And I remember because when I bought it, so one of my best friends, he lived in Modesto, and so he's like, "Yeah, dude, this guy's selling, this guy that I know is selling the car. Do you want it?" And so they drove it over, and sure enough, I had the money, bought it. And there's something about that car that was very kind of special because the rims it had were like a certain type of style of rim.
Okay.
And people would always ask me like, "Hey, I'll buy the rims off of you." Not the car, the rims.
Just the rims.
Just the rims. I'm like, dude, what's so special about these rims? Like, people were asking me, like, making, like, big, like, offers. I'm like, dude, like, if they're that special that people are asking, there must be worth something, or I'll just hold on to it. But I remember I had to trade that car in for a new car because it was just, like, breaking down on me. But
well, it happens. That first lowrider that I said I had, I ended up trading it for a Honda Accord because I needed a car for work. So some dude wanted to buy it, and he showed up in a Honda. I was like, trade for the Honda? He was like, all right. You know what I mean? So yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you need something, you got to get it. You know?
But like the fortunate ones that still have the first car.
Yeah. No, the first car is still there, and it's always going to be there. And like I said, it's going to go down to my daughter now, and she can, take it down to whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, in the future.
Yeah.
So, and you talked about like having cars in between 30 cars. I mean, you had
more or less. People make fun of me because every time we go to a car show, be like, "You see that car? I had one of those. You see that car? I had one of those. See that? I had one of those."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, "What? Really?"
Yeah. Did you ever work on cars? You like working on them? Like, you fixed them up and all that.
A little bit. I mean, you know, what I mean, I'm not a like, you know, too handy with the tools, but I mean, I can do the basics. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've had a lot of good friends that would help me out. You know what I mean? And then whatever they can't help me out, just pay a mechanic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay. And so, out of all the cars, I mean, like you said, you're out there different car shows, and I had that one. What was like one of the most memorable, or the a car that you enjoyed having and just driving around?
So, other than my 5.0, I've always dreamed about having a 62 Impala. That was always my dream car. Like, all right, I'm gonna get me a 62, and then like I said, I would buy, sell, trade, and whatnot. So I build up to when I was able to get a 62 Impala, which I currently own right now, and that's always been like my dream car. Like I said, I've owned 65 Impala convertibles. I've owned a 58. I've owned you name it, glass houses. But I've always wanted a 62. You know.
Yeah.
And that's what I currently own right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you got your dream car. That's it.
I got my dream car and I got my childhood car. So,
yeah.
I mean, what more can you want?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why that 60?
62s are. I've always loved the shape of them. You know what I mean? 64s are a little bit, more square. I mean, 61s are a little bit, but the 62 is just when at a certain angle is just beautiful, man. So yeah, that's always been my you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was before you got your dream car, at what age or what point in your life did you start kind of entering car shows where you're like, you know what, maybe I might just, try my luck in car shows?
Well, I mean, I've been attending shows from a young age. I mean, I remember me and a cousin went all the way up to Las Vegas in 1998 for the Lowrider Super Show, and we got to see all these show cars and turntable cars and just insane cars. You know what I mean? So that was my first introduction into like the lowrider show scene. You know what I mean? But I've always been more into like the street scene. The cruising, the driving, the fix it, drive it, break it, fix it again kind of deal. You know what I mean? Work as you can, little by little. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not well off, so I can't just drop $100,000 into a car, put it in the shop, and then drive it out of there. Now I just build it as I can, work as I can, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yeah. And talk about that. Like, I mean, even if you had the money to just drop like that, I feel like a lot of the times the journey, right, the process of like building a car is a little bit more special.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Compared to like if you had the money, all right, like you don't really appreciate things if you could just buy it right away. So like talk about that process of like building a car, putting it into it, and just.
So I think lowriders are a reflection of their owners. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So when you build your car, you're gonna build it to your liking, to your style. You know what I mean? If you buy somebody else's car already built, then that's their style. That's what they wanted. You know what I mean? For example, my car, it's called El Colorado. The 62. We built it. The first time we painted it, it was red with the red rims. I had red tinted windows, which is I'd never seen it done before, and everything was just to my liking. You know what I mean? After that, one of my buddies told me that he'll help me out with the paint job. Adolfo, he's a great artist at Salinas, so he did patterns on the top, and the murals on the top reflect my style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's got like Aztec patterns. It's got like for example, my daughter's name is Lily Rose, so it's got some lilies and some roses. It's got stuff that reflects my life. You know what I mean? And I think that's what makes a lowrider great. That every lowrider is unique to their owner.
It tells a story.
It tells a story, and it reflects your pocket too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you said, if you got big bucks, you can go take it to a shop and build me something.
Yeah.
But if you're working on it and little by little, you kind of like you feel proud. Like hell yeah, I bought those rims. Like see that little pinstripe? My buddy did that for me. You know what I mean? See that? You know what I mean? It's hard work, sacrifice, and you know what I mean, but it pays off at the end of the day. You know what I mean?
And that's pretty interesting, that point of view. I've never heard that where you said like it reflects the owner,
Yeah.
and it's kind of like I said, it tells a story, right? And I've never thought about that way because when I see cars, I'm like, oh, cool, it's great. Like they're just kind of like they throw it together or whatever. But I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
You know, that it tells the story of who they are and just kind of like the reflection of the owner that drives it. And so,
It's style. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Some
style.
people got more style than money, so
Uh-huh.
that's what we do. We get a car, we put a little bit of our style, and people with money are like, "Wow, I like it. I'll
Hmm.
buy it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's like I said, I've owned so many cars because I put my style, some style onto it,
Uh-huh.
and then people buy it like, "Oh, I'll buy that car." You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And so, what is your style? What is your? Because there's your story
Yeah.
part of when you build a car, but then there's your style. So how would you describe your style?
I mean, Chicano style. You know what I
Uh huh.
mean? Just the heritage. Like I said, on my car, I got murals that represent the Chicano heritage. Got murals that represent our ancestors, Aztecs and stuff like that. So it's just that's the kind of style that I'm going for. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? When I told the painter, I told him I want my car in old lowrider patterns with I don't want no tribal, I don't want any of flames or any of
Hmm.
that kind of stuff. I just want boxes, patterns, just represents the style that I was going for. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? Pretty
And
much.
what do you recall? A car that you've seen out in car shows that really stood out to you? Because
Um,
I mean, you've been through a lot of
I
car shows, right?
yeah,
And
I've been through. I went to Vegas, L.A. I went. And I was in Rosarito one time, and there was a car show out there. And everywhere I go, there's always
yeah.
happened to be a car show. You know what I mean? Been in car shows in Denver, Colorado, and Chicago when I went. But anyways, I mean, there's quite a few cars out there that I
Hmm.
can think of. I mean, there's like the show cars,
Hmm.
like El Rey. That's a car that stands out because it's a beautiful car. But we don't have to go far. I mean, we have one here in Watsonville, which is Oldie 54.
Hmm.
That truck, bomb truck, it's been through many changes. Where when we were kids, we seen it when it was gold and brown,
Yeah.
to now is being the purple and the candies that it is now. So yeah, we don't gotta go far. We have a true legend here in Watsonville.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Gilbert Casares, rest in peace. You know what I mean? He was a good buddy of mine.
Oh,
And
Gilbert. Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So he's my stepmom's uncle.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember seeing that car.
Yeah. That truck. Yeah. So that truck now belongs to one of the members' wives, one of the members in the club. So it's actually a Watsonville Rider truck now. You know what I mean?
Nice.
But yeah, that's one of. I mean, anybody you ask here in Watsonville, that's always been our you know what I mean, our go to top truck of, you know what I mean, or top car in Watsonville.
Yeah. So that's like the standard, right?
I mean, I don't think we're gonna get there, but you know, I mean, that's pretty much where.
So it's a local. It's the local celebrity in cars,
In
and
the
it's
lowrider.
just so
Yeah,
happened to
yeah.
be here in Watsonville,
Yep.
and
Yep, yep.
and it's known around.
It's known everywhere. I mean, it got bomb truck of the year plenty of times. You know what I mean? That I used to go out there when he would show it. You know what I mean? And hang out with him at shows. And yeah, it's a badass truck.
That's something, right? To be at a young age and see the evolution of a vehicle,
Yeah.
of that stature, of that nature, and like you said, it being known everywhere, and knowing that it's here, and you've seen it from like when you were a kid to being an adult, like
Yeah, yeah.
that's special. I think that's special.
That's pretty badass. And he was a cool dude, man. You would go to a shop and he'll sit there and shoot the shits with you, like if you were his best friend, and he'll, you know what I mean, he'll school you down, and yeah, so it's, you get a lot of advice, a lot of you know what I mean, inspiration, like you said, hopefully one day I get to have something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. That's special. I think that's awesome. And then, like you said, like for someone to like bring you in and just make you feel like family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I can imagine how special that is.
Yeah, we actually because when he was ill, we kind of found out that he was ill, and then we usually when people pass away, they do a memorial cruise and all this stuff like that. What we did, we got together with the other local car clubs, and we had a car show in his memory while he was still alive.
Oh wow.
So he got to see it. He got to see the love that the whole town had for him. You know what I mean? We put that show together in like 2-3 days and had over 100 cars out there.
Wow.
So that's the kind of, you know what I mean? That's the kind of love that one would only hope so. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
you know, you did something right when you got all these people to show up for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he got to see.
And he got to see it. You
Yeah.
know, it's not one of those like, oh, we're doing it on his memory. Like, nah, we're doing it for him. You know?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's totally awesome. And so after going through all your cars, right? You've had cars here and there. You sold them. You traded them, and you know you got your dream car. Your '62.
Yeah.
There for a period, there was like a stigma, kind of like a bad taste in, and I guess the community's mouth, right? Because like they associated lowriders with like violence, or just kind of like they painted us. And when I say us, like, you know, Mexican American Chicanos, like
the culture.
The culture, like
Yeah.
he painted us bad.
Yeah.
And I remember because I too, growing up, used to see it, and then for a long period of time, like you wouldn't really see so much lowriders or car, you know, cruises and all that. So talk about that period and what.
So that period was the, like I said, the Boulevard Nights period. I like to think about it, where the homies were out there, you know, just trying to see what they can get into, and you know what I mean. Now, and back then it was easier because you can buy a bucket for a couple $100, put some rims and cruise it. Lowrider is an expensive hobby now. It's not as you know what I mean. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not for everybody. You know,
It's evolved.
It's evolved, and everything's expensive, just like everything else, right? But as far as the whole trying to get away from the whole stereotype of being in the gangman, you know, and all that stuff, our club, it's a family club. You know what I mean? It's our whole lifestyle involves low riding, and it involves our family. You know, so there's no more just all the dudes going out there and hanging out and leaving their families at home. Nah, we take our families with us. You know what I mean? Back in the days, it was, for a while they had lowrider car shows here in Watsonville at the fairgrounds, and they actually banned lowrider car shows at the fairgrounds because of the violence that would happen at the shows back in the days. We were the first car club that brought back a lowrider car show to the fairgrounds, you know, and we called it Bringing It Back, which was a great success. We had a big old show. We had all kinds of local artists and local vendors and stuff like that. So we continued to do that we did 5 shows at the fairgrounds of Lowriders with no incidents, no drama, no nothing. We've done shows for the Watsonville High School. We've done shows for PV High School. We've done shows for you name it. We've done shows to send a kid to go play football in Australia. Whatever we can get ourselves into, we've done it. You know what I mean? And that's just to prove it to the city, the people, that hey, we're just trying to showcase our art and passion. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because like I said, like for a period of time, it was just a stereotype. It would be associated with violence, gang banging, and it I guess it was a lost art.
Yeah.
You know, right? It's a lost art, you know, during that time period. But as it started coming back, like you said, it's more family friendly.
Yeah.
Right? It seems to be a very well receptive thing now in the communities, right? And so you would have these car shows at the fairgrounds, you would have them here and there. But up to a certain point, there hadn't ever been, and I know I'm kind of like bouncing a little bit around a little bit.
Yeah.
But like there hadn't been something downtown up to that point, right? Or
downtown. So
there would be just cruises, right?
So the downtown. So this is how it all came about. First, we used to have our cruise nights every Friday night, like one Friday night out of the month. We started a cruise night at the Kmart parking lot, you know. Then after COVID hit, we were all locked down. There was no car shows. There was nothing going on. So one day I was bored at home, where everybody's, at their own house. I started texting one of our buddies that supports us a lot, which is Felipe. I text him like, hey bro, how can we do it so that we can do a cruise and like you know what I mean, safe distance cruise where everybody just goes out there, cruises in their cars for a couple hours, and then we go home because there's no car shows, there's nothing to do. So he's like, let me get back to you. So he talked to the chief of police. He talked to whoever he had to talk to in the city, and they approved it. They're like, you know what? We're gonna give you guys a couple hours. You know, announce it. Everybody, no stopping, no hanging out. Just cruise up and down, and then go home. So we did that, and it was a great success. It was like, man, we had hundreds of cars out there. And people just showed up like no, there was no other because there was no other.
There was nothing to do.
Exactly.
Like everyone was all stuck indoors.
So we did that. Other towns followed suit. They contacted me like, hey, how'd you guys do that? I was like, well, I just talked to the city, They agreed it. So then Salinas did it, and then I believe Gilroy did one, and then Hollister did one. So for a while it was just cruise nights.
Yeah,
cruise nights. We would take turns every other week. It would be a different town. We'd take cruise nights, and then once they opened it back up, we started back up with the shows and stuff like that. And then we got one day we were contacted about a local artist, which is Jessica. She was trying to put a picture that she had drawn on one of those meter boxes,
utility
boxes, and they were giving her a hard time, saying that they had that it was gang related or somewhat because of the cars, And then we were like, nah. So we a couple of us, from the club and the other car clubs, one other car club showed up, and we stood up for her, like, hey, this is our livelihood. We're not gangbangers. We're what I mean. We're productive members of society. We all work. We do our thing. This is what we do on our weekends. You know. So then I guess her picture got approved. And then we just developed a friendship, and with her, and we got together, and the Art on Wheels came out of that. Yeah. Our first one was at Lakeview.
Yeah.
Lakeview. So we had our Lakeview. It was a great success. Like I said, no drama, no issues, no nothing. So then we started talking like, how can we make it bigger? And my dream's always been, let's do the downtown shut down. I've always wanted to do the Strawberry Festival. You know what? Have a little section. I've always snuck in there. I don't know if you guys ever seen my car. I always sneak in there. And I park right in front by the pawn shop, and I park my cars there. You know what I mean? But my dream was always to have a show there. So when we told her, and she was like, you know what? Let's see if we can make it happen for our own show. So she pulled her strings, did what she had to do, and we got approved. For the first one. The first one was great success. Went without without a hiccup. So then they okayed us the second one. The second one was even bigger and better. So the sky's the limit from now. I mean, hopefully the city. I mean, and backtrack a little bit. The city the year before was really into lowriders because of the film festival. They had they were gonna showcase a film about with La Misión with lowriders and stuff like that, and they contacted us about doing an art exhibit at the
Porter Building.
Porter Building. So we had about 3 months worth of art exhibits right there with every car club here in town. Got together. We set up our own little section with memorabilia and pictures and lowrider bikes and pedal cars and whatnot. And then every car club had a specific date where we showed off our cars and their own little thing, what I mean? Yeah.
So talk about that, like, Art on Wheels. We'll touch more on about that because that's historic,
that's
right?
Great, yeah.
But the art exhibit, the lowrider art exhibit, put on by the film festival, right?
It was the film festival and the art department,
the art, but the scene, the culture of lowrider goes from being something you grow up with, right? Something you relate with, and then all of a sudden there's that time period where like it's banned, right?
Yeah.
Like it's got this bad stereotype, bad stigma. Everyone thinks like you're all gangbangers, you're all this and that. They're putting labels on you, so you're having to do car shows at the fairgrounds. I mean, it's still Watsonville, but it's not city limits, right? And then you guys go obviously to other car shows around the state, or other.
Well, we've done shows before that. I mean, before the actual fairgrounds, we used to do car shows at the Cabrillo Lanes bowling alley before they shut it down. We used to do car shows there. We've done shows at Granite Rock. Let us use one of their properties one time to use a show. We did a show here in Freedom and some property. So we've ever since the car club started, which was about 17 years ago, we've always done shows.
Oh, shows, okay.
Yeah, we've done since we started the club, we've always done car shows. And the one thing, like you said, one year we got called in to talk to the police department and the city people, because we had a local artist on the flyer, which you had him on your podcast. I did some homework and I looked that up, which was Dusty. We had him on the and they I guess at that time they didn't want it to turn into a gang-related event or whatnot, whatever, you know what I mean? Which is like, nah, we're just trying to showcase our local artists, you know what I mean? So the exact words was from the chief of police was, the last thing we want is for somebody to get stabbed at a lowrider car show. And then he's all, but you guys patrol your event, and if nothing happens, you guys got our blessing to do whatever you guys want. Like I said, nothing's ever happened in any of our events. Yeah. So for the most part, they've left us alone now. You know what I mean? Yeah. They let us be. They let us do what we got to do.
Yeah. And so from all that leading up to this art exhibit, right, where it's showcasing, because like I said, you go a time and period where like I wouldn't say like they're it's a bad term, but like they kind of got you guys on a leash in a way, right? Like showing you like, hey, yes, you could do it, but like there's speculations, right? Like they're very like, it seems like they were like,
we were under the microscope.
Under the microscope a lot, right?
We were like, they were just waiting for any excuse
to pounce on.
Yeah.
But then you guys have the art show, and it showcases everything that you guys have done, the history of the lowriders, your guys' story. Yeah. What was that like? Because I think from that moment, the scene took off. It's been around, but it's like it brought more acceptance, like more. It took off. I say.
It brought light to it. It showcased it to people out of our area, out of our community. You know what I mean? Because the lowrider community is a tight knit community. You know, there's a few car clubs here in town, and we support each other. We support our shows. They support our show. We go to their show. And so forth. But having the eye on us from the actual community, it brought people like that have never seen lowriders, or that had that feeling of, oh, I'm not gonna go there. There's a bunch of gangbangers, you know. So we were on the Pajaronian, we were on the Sentinel, we were on the News, we were on the Good Times in Santa Cruz. So we got to bring all the people from Santa Cruz, from other areas that never got to see a lowrider in person, experience it. And they all left with the good taste in their mouth. They all left with like, wow, this is great. You know, these are beautiful cars, great people. You know what I mean? So I think they gave us a bigger platform to show off our cars. You know what I mean? But I mean, it was they used us, we used them, and we all won at the end. You know what I mean? Yeah. They needed something to showcase. We needed somewhere to showcase, and you know. At the end of the whole section, the whole art
event,
the mayor gave us a proclamation awards. You know what I mean? We got they made a lowrider day here in Watsonville. But my message was to them is like, don't forget about us. You know what I mean? After all this, you know, you guys, you know, you guys parade us like some show horses. Yeah. Don't forget about us. We're still going to be here. Yeah. After the lights go down and we take down the posters from the wall, the lowrider community is still going to be here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So give us, cut us some slack, give us a break. Yeah. Let us do what we got to do. And in return, whenever you guys need us, we'll be there, you know? Yeah. Any kind of fundraisers, we'll be there. Any kind of, you know what I mean? we always get called for like the 4th of July parade.
Mm-hmm.
All the mayors and or whatever the people that need cars. Hey, you guys got a convertible, or you guys got weddings, we do quinceañeras or funerals. I mean, anything that can involve the lowrider, we always get called like, hey, music videos, for local artists and famous artists or whatnot.
Yeah.
You guys got a car we can use? Sure. You know what I mean? Anything to showcase our cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what is that like now? Like to showcase and show people who you guys are, right? It's your art, it's your story. And not only bring people from outside of the community to check you out, but now it's like even people within the community that always kind of like were iffy and we're kind of like, but then they're, oh, okay, this is what it's about. So talk about that. What is that feeling for you to know that it became something more?
Well, it's a great feeling because not only did they came and they enjoyed the show and liked the cars, where they went back and bought cars. There's a lot of older gentlemen or older people that they're turning in their 401k and buying a convertible or buying a car. You know what I mean? Just because it's a scene now. You know what I mean? It's acceptable and it's fun. It's a family thing. So you see a lot of new people coming in, and you see a lot of older people that were into the lowriders back in the days that decided to hang it down because of the stigma, and now we're coming back into it because now it's acceptable. You know what I mean? So the culture keeps growing. The kids are getting involved with it now, so they're seeing like, oh wow, it's cool to be out there cruising. I want a car like that. So at the end of the day, us showing our cars and showing it to everybody, it kind of opened up the eyes of the people and saying, hey, you know what? I want a car like that. You know what I mean? I want to be out there cruising.
Yeah.
So it makes the community bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, because I mean, those cars are beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you go and those who have gone to these car shows, like you guys see, like, it's, and now that we talked about it, and this, when you said like it's your story, it's your personality.
Yeah.
It makes me think of it in a different way now.
Yeah.
I guess at this moment, it's like I always appreciate it, but now it's like there's a deeper appreciation for these cars.
Yeah.
When you put it that way, and so the art show happens, and then fast forward, you guys have the first car show at Lakeview, right? And so the second year, second annual Art on Wheels, it's downtown Watsonville.
Yeah.
So, yes, you guys have had car shows all around, like in these lots and places, but to my knowledge, right? Am I correct that this is the first one ever downtown?
Yeah, it's the first time they've ever shut down downtown for a lowrider event. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's historical. You know what I mean? Like I said, lowrider's been in Watsonville for a long time, but we can honestly say we were the first clubs, because we did it together with the Watsonville Impalas. You know what I mean? So we were the first clubs or the first people to actually shut down Main Street, put on a lowrider show, and had to be successful enough to be able to do it again the next year.
Yeah, because this past summer we had the third annual.
Yep.
Right.
Third annual. Yeah.
And but yeah, that second annual one, that's when it was first downtown. You shut the streets down, and there's something special about taking the picture of like a nice, beautiful car.
Yeah.
And in the back scene is the gazebo.
Yeah.
Right. So
every year we're part of the 4th of July parade. So every year I as the president I lead the parade for our club, and I always stop right in front of the gazebo, slam my car, and just sit there while everybody's like, what is he doing? What is he doing? And I just soak it up, like, this is my town, this is our town, this is what we're doing, and then just pop back up and take off. Just like, and that's special to me, and it's like, and I've seen it actually, people record it, like, you know what I mean? We're doing that, you know what I mean? That's in the parade. As far as like you said, shutting down the street, that's even better, because it's that event is all us. The 4th of July parade is everybody, you know. This is all us. So So we got all eyes on us. Everybody's expecting, greatness because, like I said, every show that we've been a part of, we make it happen. We're the fun club. We're the what I mean. We're the cool club.
Yeah.
We make a party everywhere we go. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's our motto. That's our pretty much everybody knows that wherever the Watsonville Riders show up, it's a party.
Yeah, yeah. And so leading up to that that second annual, the first time shutting down Main Street, like I can only imagine it was like surreal, right? To just it's gonna happen. It's happening.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm sure there's hiccups, right? Sometimes there's hiccups, but at any point was there something that kind of like was a bit of a setback leading to like that event where it was just like, oh, it might not happen. Like it's just like, because things happen,
Yeah, to be honest.
Or was it all smooth sailing?
It was pretty smooth sailing. We had a great team with Jessica and Monica. They're great people. They pretty much laid it all out for us just to get in there and make our part. They do their part. They're great people. They, like I said, without them, this probably would have never happened. So they laid it down. We went and did our part. They did their part, and it's pretty much. I mean, we're on cruise control. Like I said, we've been doing this for 17 years already. Mm-hmm. We've done big shows, little shows, and everything in between. So yeah, we were pretty much ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because I remember that day. Like, it was like I said, surreal. It was kind of like a shock, and not in a bad way. It's more like, damn, dude, there's a car show downtown. Like that's never happened.
Yeah.
And then being the first, and then even being part of it. Like, dude, that's something special. And
I never like realized or actually get to enjoy it until I'm at home the next day watching the videos or the posts or whatever, and I'm like, wow, we did that. You know what I mean? Because when we're in the moment where I'm like, I'm hands on. You know what I mean? I don't know if anybody sees me out there. I'm like here, there, everywhere. We need to park a car. We need to, what's up with it. So I like to be hands on and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't really get to rest or enjoy it till the next day.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, wow, that's badass.
Yeah. Yeah. Because this past summer, when it was the third annual, it was fun. It got bigger.
Yeah.
It got bigger,
Yeah.
and that's the great thing about an event like this, that it's growing, and it could still keep on growing.
Oh yeah.
And like I mean, we shut down. It was like portion of Main Street right there. We got Peck, and I even feel like we could shut down more.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we can either expand it towards like the post office or more towards like the pawn shop area or the restaurant area.
Yeah.
And we could just focus on Main Street.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to park on Main Street. That's you know what I mean. I know we have the streets around it, but everybody just shows up early enough because they want Main Street. That's that's the goal to just be on Main Street.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, hopefully the city works with us next year again, and then we can continue to work with Arte del Corazon and everybody that was involved, and make it happen again. Because to me, that's a great event. That's a badass event.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, the Art on Wheels car show happens every year during the summer. Just had our third year this past summer, and I mean, it's an annual thing. It's just a thing now.
Hopefully, we can make it a Watsonville thing, because I know like Gilroy has the Tamal Festival or something like that, and then Hollister has their own. Every like Salinas just had the POW program car show downtown. I mean, every city has their car show specific downtown, and we never had one.
Yeah,
it was like, well, why not, man? We need our own show like that. You know, Castro used to shut down the downtown and have the Castro Midnighter show. Wow. So it's like, we need a Watsonville show. You know what I mean? Yeah. And now that we have it, let's keep it.
Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah, so you guys check it out next summer.
Yeah.
But it's a great time. It's like you said, family friendly. Like everyone's there, and it's just a good time.
Yeah, it's my daughter's at the front with one of the other car club members' daughters doing the registration. I mean, all the kids are out. I mean, it's family thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, sure. That is awesome.
Yeah.
You talked about like 17 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And Watsonville Riders was founded in 2007.
2007.
You're the current president, right?
I'm the current president.
Okay. So I've had some family. I know people that were in Watsonville Riders, or people that are in Watsonville Riders currently. Uh, and I mean, like I said earlier, like I have a better appreciation for the lowrider scene, the car scene. Not that I didn't before. It's just like oh, it's a lowrider, cool.
Yeah.
But now the history that goes into it and the culture part of it, like, and now as an adult, you're like, dude, like this is special, right? So let's go back, to 2007, or like your first car. Is it your first car club?
Yeah. So, basically, back in 2007, there was a group of friends that had an idea. It was a group of friends and three brothers that had an idea to do a car club. The original members and original founders was Luis Ayala and his two brothers, Mike and Abel, and David, and a couple of their friends. I didn't know any of these people. You know what I mean? To be honest, at that point, I grew up uptown on Anna Street, other part of town. I moved downtown, and then I met Mike, and I had already had cars. I've always had cars, And he's like, "Hey, my brother's starting a car club. You wanna check it out?" We're like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go check it out." So I got my compadre player. He had a 69 car. And then my lady, my wife, had a 62 Impala herself. So we're like, there was three of us. So we're like, you know what? Let's go check out this club, that they're going to do. So originally, the club was supposed to be called Ranfleros or something like that. You know what I mean? So when we got together, it was about 11 of us. We got together in the back of a Rainbow Carpet, I believe. One of the members owned the carpet shop. And we had our first meeting back there, big old whiteboard, and we started writing names. Like, okay, how about this name? Luis was a good president. He had a list of clubs already taking names and stuff like that. So we were like, okay, Watsonville this, Watsonville that, and then at that point they had like the 408 Riders, the East Side Riders, a bunch of rider clubs from the San Jose area that I've already heard about.
Yeah.
So I was like, why don't we make it the Watsonville Riders? You know what I mean? We're low riders. To me, rider represents like low riders.
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we just represent with the Watsonville Riders? We're represent our town. We love our town. We're all from Watsonville. So we took a vote and boom, everybody agreed with it. So that's how the name Watsonville Riders started. You know what I mean? Okay. From that meeting, and then history just started from there. We chose the plaque the font. We got our plaques made. We started recruiting here and there, more members. I mean, at one point we had close to like 40 members. You know what I mean? It was like everybody wanted to be a part of it. Like it was the new thing in town. So little by little, people came in, people fell out. So then like I said, little by little, people started going their way or hanging on to it. So we, about 5 years into it, I became the president of the club, So I became the president of the club about 5 years into the club being established. And then ever since then, we've been riding strong. Most of us are friends from the childhood friends. Cousins, they're compadres, they're like our club now. It's more of a just like I said, a tight knit group of people that we've known each other for a while now. You know what I mean? It's we've all somehow or another, like we're all compadres. We're all somehow or another. What I mean? So now we're like we don't really go out there and recruit people. You know what I mean? We're not out there like, oh, you have a car, come join us. We're more like, oh, you have a car, all right, cool. And then little by little, like, hey, can I join you guys? We're like, oh yeah, because we want people to want to be here. Yeah. We don't want to just recruit everybody that has a car. You know what I mean? We the way we recruit people is for the people, not for the cars.
Yeah,
I know there's clubs out there that are like heavy into like show cars or heavy into like. They want the best of the best cars. We don't care about no God. You know what I mean? We don't care about that. You know what I mean?
Can it get a little bit like not well, yeah, competitive, but kind of like very like they forget about the whole kind of culture and like what it's
or
about.
why are you doing
why
this?
you're doing it. Yeah,
like our club. I mean, we have nice cars. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
We do have show cars. You know what I mean? But our club is more for the fun of it. You know what I mean? We're out there enjoying our day. I mean, we work hard for, like, Monday through Friday. You know, so Saturday, Sunday when we go to our car shows, we want to hang out. We want to drink a beer. You know, and enjoy the show. You know what I mean? Hang out with our friends. Like that's what we do. That's our club. You know what I mean? It's our we de-stress from the week. You know what I mean? We're not out there like, am I gonna win a trophy? You know, like like we don't care. You know,
if it happens, it happens. Yeah,
I mean, if we win, we'll take it. I mean, don't get me wrong, shit, we'll take a trophy, but we don't care. You know what I mean? Like I said, our club now is more focused on our family, focused on our you know what I mean, the group. Currently, we have about 20 members. You know what I mean? So we've never fell off. You know, we've always been consistent with having, and most of these members been around since the beginning. You know what I mean? Right now, there's only 3 of us from the original 11, but the rest, I mean, came in right after. So it's not like there's no new booties. You know what I mean? Everybody's been around the club for a while, and we all enjoy our company. So that's pretty much what it's all about. Yeah. You know
nice. What I mean? Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the guideline to join the club? Like, you know, you gotta, because I know different car clubs have different, you know, different style of cars. You know, some are European, like, you know, some are lowriders, some are classics. Like, so what kind of car does one need to have?
So we are classic and lowriders. You know what I mean? Strictly classic and lowriders. We don't. We don't got those Mamalona trucks and the freaking Honda Civics and shit. Nah, we got lowriders and classics. I mean, hey, if you want to put wire wheels on a Honda Civic, then more power to you. Then let's do it. You know what I mean? But like I said, our cars, you know, mostly just lowriders and classics. And I mean, one of the members has a Volkswagen. I mean, that's, you know, but it's the classic. You know, what else? I mean, one of the member has a mini truck. You know, and he put wires on it, so it's like, okay, now it's a lowrider. You know what I mean? Anything you can put wires on it, I consider a lowrider. You know what I mean?
So if I throw some wires into my Kia,
there you go. You'll be a first, but yeah, why not? Hey, why not? Hey, like I said, we don't judge people by their cars. We judge people by the people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want people that we want to hang out with. You know what I mean? Because we don't want you to have like I said, a show turntable car, but then act like your shit don't stink. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. We want somebody that's gonna be like, hey, we're having a carne asada. Well, fuck, here's $20.
Yeah.
Or what do you want me to bring? You know what I mean? Or you know, the ladies all talk to each other. They're like, oh, well, we're doing this. What are you guys bringing? The kids have their own chat where the kids talk to each other. The fellas have their own chat where we're talking. So it's one of those things where we're like, okay, we're gonna do an event. Everybody already, boom. What are we gonna do? What are we doing? You know what I mean? Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You know, the cars are cool. We're more like a social group. You know what I mean? Because we have fun. You know, I mean, the cars are. You know, that's what brings us together. That's what makes us a car club. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like a social club. You know what I mean? We hang out. You know, we party. Like I said, we go to Strilo, Salinas. We're the ones known for having the banda out there. We'll pull a banda. We'll have a barbecue. We party wherever we go. You know what I mean? And it's all like in fun. You know what I mean? I mean, we're not rowdy out there freaking doing stupid shit. We're out there enjoying our weekend. You know what I mean? Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome. And I mean, like I said, like being at the car show, you know, you guys definitely have a good time. Yeah. You know, it's very welcoming, right? Yeah. And that's what you want, right? In a car show and all that. So, but what is it like going to like these? We're gonna get there, right? We're gonna one day the Art on Wheels car show is gonna be big as the Street Low. Like I'm speaking it into existence,
hell yeah.
Manifesting it. But like a big car show like that, like what is that like? Because you got cars from like all over the country, all over the state. You know, I'm pretty sure people from overseas probably come. Yeah. Right. So what is like a big car show? What is the biggest car show in the country? Right. In the classic lowrider scene. And what is that like being there?
So they have big shows. The biggest shows like the LA shows. Mm-hmm. the Lowrider Super Show in Vegas. You know what I mean? We go out there every year. Some of our members go out to the Vegas shows or the LA shows and stuff like that. That's pretty much the biggest as you can get. You know what I mean? Um, but I mean, other than actually going to the show, and it's just being out there and being recognized. You know what I mean? Because we've been out there with our Watsonville Rider shirts, and we see these big clubs like, hey, I see you guys on the YouTube videos. You guys were out there with the banda, like I said, partying, or hey, that's badass. You know what I mean? Like everywhere we go, they take pictures of our shirts or clubs, and just to be recognized with the big dogs. You know what I mean? Like that's badass. You know what I mean? We're not the little club just trying to pobrecitos. Nah, we're out there. We hang out with the top dogs, and we you know what I mean. We make our presence be known. You know what I mean. We're not out there, kissing anybody's ass or nah. We're out there just like everybody else. You know what I mean. Our club's established. We've been around for, like I said, 17 years, and everywhere we go, we get loved. You know what I mean. We'll go to Vegas. We have somebody out there showing us love. We go to LA. People out there show us love. You know what I mean. I've gone everywhere. I've gone to Rosarito, and I wear my shirts proud everywhere I go, and I see other people from other clubs, and like, hey, next thing you know, we're all hanging out at the bar, like, yeah, this club from that club and this club. So it's a community, you know what I mean? Everywhere you go, you're gonna run into people. I went to Mexico, you know what I mean, and there was people from car clubs from LA, and then we run into each other at the airport, had a little conversation. Next, every time we ran into each other in the plaza or whatever, it was like we're friends. Like, hey, bro, like, you good? You need a beer? You know what I mean? So it's a big community. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What is the biggest car club? The well-known car clubs? Because you say you're hanging out with the top dogs.
Yeah.
What are the?
Well, I mean, there's big. I mean, the top of the food chain, I would like to say, it's Elite Car Club. You know what I mean? They have all the like El Rey, which Oldie 54 was a part of. You know what I mean? Elite Car Club. That's the top dogs right there. But I mean, it all depends on what you like. You know what I mean? I mean, there's like high class. There's you name it, bro. There's a lot of badass car clubs out there. You know what I mean? But those are like the magazine clubs. Those are the ones you cut up in the magazine and get the poster and you put it in your garage. You know? Those are those kind of clubs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the lowrider scene. We're more like the street low scene. You know what I mean? We're the ones that are like going to the cruise nights, going to the local shows out here in the Bay Area, going to Boulevard Nights, San Jose. You know what I mean? Take a picture with all the models. You know what I mean? That's more our scene. You know what I mean? That whole turntable, fucking points, and trying to compete with the top dog. That's not our scene. You know what I mean? That's not. Yeah, we're more street. We're more. You know what I mean? We drive our stuff. The only time you're gonna see my car in a trailer was when it breaks. You know what I mean? My car. You know what I mean? So we're more like street cars. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Street lowriders.
Nice. What I'm a big movie guy.
Yeah.
Right. So I've seen some awesome cars over the years in movies and all that. You talked about you got your dream car. You talked about a couple of the cars that you've enjoyed watching and looking at. Is there like a car in a movie that you've seen that's like, dude, that's a pretty sick car?
My dream car, like I said, not my first car, my 5.0. I seen that on Menace to Society.
Yeah.
So when he's cruising on that 5.0, when I was a kid, I was like, that's me.
Yeah.
I want that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's cool. I mean, they're all cool cars. You know what I mean? They like, what is it? Boys in the Hood have that 63.
Yeah.
Touch of Gold. That was a badass car. Set It Off, that 62 when she gets shot up. That's like my car. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of nice, cool cars that are on TV.
Yeah. One of my and the reason why I bring it up is because I always dreamt about being in a car club. I mean, I don't. I have a Kia, so it's like I don't know what car club I could join. But one of my if I had this car, I think I'd ask to join you guys. But it's that Monte Carlo from Training Day.
Training Day. Yep.
Ooh,
that's sick.
Black on black, like that car for those who don't know, that is like in the classic muscle kind of car scene, like cars. That's it right there.
Yeah, Monte Carlo's. I think it's one of the top G bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a 73. That
No, I think that's a 79.
79.
Yeah,
Okay.
73. There's a little bit bigger. Uh, Boulevard Nights had a 71, I believe, the blue one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a 79. 79 through like 84 is pretty much the same as Monte Carlo. We have a one of our members has a 70, I believe, 84 Monte Carlo, badass.
Yeah.
Three wheeling everywhere. Shout out to the Roro. Um, and that's the one thing with our car club. I mean, I know you say, oh yeah, I got a key. I don't, our car club. We don't really like. We don't have a standard of like for example, Impala's car club. You gotta have an Impala.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For us, it's like anything goes. You know what I mean? We have like so we have a Volkswagen in our club. We have a Ford. We have Galaxies. We have Regos. We have Cutlasses. We have Monte Carlos. We have bombs. We have Impalas. I mean, anything and everything you can think of. We have Buicks. What else? I mean, we have every kind of make and model that you can make it cool and make it lowrider. We pretty much have or have had at one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're not like, oh, you gotta have Impalas on Dayton's with candy paint and freaking chrome on. Nah, I mean, if you got it, you got it. But if you don't, who cares? Get it when you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think for me, I wouldn't have a. I want to have a good conscience. I gotta have a muscle classic car, and that's what. A couple years ago, my friend, her son was he had a Monte Carlo, and here in town, and he was selling it. I think he was just selling it for like 10 grand. I think it was a 78. It wasn't a 79, but dude, if anyone is selling a Monte Carlo out there, like the one identical to like Training Day, and it's black, let me know. I'll save. I think I have the money. I don't know, but I'll save up. I'll pull out a loan. But that would be my dream car right there.
That's always been a good one, man. I remember back in the days I had a 65 Impala beefed up with the 454, big wheels, nice car. But this guy was selling a 79 Monte Carlo black one, and he wanted a 5,000 at that time, So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put my car for sale. I'm gonna go buy that car. So I only need 5,000. I can sell my car for 5,000 quick. So I put it for sale for 5,000. This brother man came from the valley out there from Oakland or from the Bay, and he boom cashed me out, bought the car, and then we're having a function. We have a car club function. One of my buddies calls me like, "Hey, where's your car at?" I'm like, "Why?" I just seen a brother man driving it on the freeway. I was like, "Oh yeah, I sold it." He's like, "Oh, all right, cool." And then the next day I went to go buy the car. The dude was like, "I already sold it."
Oh,
I was like, "What, dude? I sold my car, got rid of it. A badass car that I wish I still had." And it's fucking he sold the car. Dude.
Yeah.
So I never got to get. I have never. Actually, I had a Monte Carlo. I had a 75 Monte Carlo. But I've never had that one. You know what I mean? That 79, that Training Day. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I almost had one. It slipped out of my hand.
I know.
Like the dollar. You almost had it.
You almost had it.
Yeah.
So, dude, if anyone knows of it, just let me know. Send me a message. I mean, shoot, that's a beautiful car. And then I always had this dream, like driving it with Eva Mendes on my side.
Yeah. You and me both, buddy.
So Watsonville Riders, that's kind of the. Well, that's the story. You guys are still kicking.
Yeah. Like I said, it started in 2007. Like I said, the first president was Luis Ayala, and it started with his brothers, and then it evolved into what it is now. You know what I mean? We kept it alive. We still keeping it alive, and hopefully when I'm done and out, it still keeps going. It's a family thing. Like I said, my two daughters, my Lily Rose and JoJo, they were born into this lifestyle. My oldest daughter, she's 16 now, but she had a pedal car, a 62 Impala, little pedal car that she's had it since she learned how to walk in it. You know what I mean? So she's been in magazines. She's had trophies from Vegas, trophies from all over the show, all over the car show scene. My youngest daughter JoJo, she's got a little stroller,
Yeah.
a little tailor taught stroller that we would push her around at every show. You know what I mean? My wife's currently building her grandpa's 62 Impala that was given to her.
Hmm.
So it's a family thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We enjoy the lifestyle. We enjoy the whole process of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
Where do you see it going? Where do you see the culture going? The lowrider culture, because it took a hit, but it came back.
Yeah.
It's been around. Like I said, it's a community, right? Like anywhere you go, car club, or like, hey, that brotherhood, I guess. Where do you see the car scene going now in the future?
I see it thriving, bro. I see it like evolving into like big Main Street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All I gotta say and ask for everybody involved in the community is like, let's support each other. You know what I mean? Let's support. If somebody's doing a show, let's support it. You know what I mean? If somebody's having an event, let's support it, because we only got each other. You know what I mean? Once, because I hear people like, oh, we're boycotting this event or we're boycotting that event. Well, fine. If you boycott every event, guess what? They go away.
Yeah.
And you're back to square one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I say let's support each other. You know what I mean? Stop all the hate and all this. You know what I mean? Like competing with each other. Like, I mean, as far as our club, we don't compete with nobody. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We don't try to follow suit, or we don't try to do anything. We stick to, we just, we walk to our own beat. You know what I mean? So we don't really care about trophies or competing about who's got the best car.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, all I ask for the whole community is let's support each other. You know what I mean? Let's get all that nonsense out of the way of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Let's just support each other. Keep it growing. Let's teach our kids the culture.
Yeah.
Bring them up. You know what I mean? Let's bring it up, because it's got potential.
Yeah.
There's a lot of new faces coming into the scene, the sport, the lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. And I just see it just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, we got to support each other. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We got to make sure we teach our the youngins, like, hey, be respectful. Respect is everything, man. Support and respect is everything, man. You know what I mean? If you're respectful and you're supportive, then you go a long way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The reason that our doors stay open and the reason that we get loved everywhere we go is because we show love everywhere we go. You know what I mean? We're not out there, being Billy badasses. We're out there, shaking hands and, hey, how's it going? We're part of the culture. We're part of the scene. You know what I mean? And if everybody puts their little effort and does their little part, the scene is gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger. You know what I mean? Stop competing with each other. 'Cause
Yeah.
what it is like, if I throw a show and then you're gonna throw another show the same day, well, guess what? You're splitting up the crowd. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I do a show and you're doing a cruise night that same day, you're splitting the crowd. You know what I mean? How about you? If I say save the date, you save the date. You respect my show. You come to my show, and when you put your date, I respect your show, and I'll go to your show.
Yeah.
And guess what? Instead of having 100 cars at one show and 100 cars at another show, we'll have 200 cars at one show, and then we'll have 200 cars at your show. So let's stick together, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah. And do you see that happening more? Like, more today, with where it's more unity within the culture here in town.
In town, yeah, at points we were like, to ourselves, they were to themselves, and everybody's doing their own thing. I think now we've evolved to where we all hang out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like for example, us and the Watsonville Impalas. That car club started pretty much from us. Most of their members that started that club used to be Watsonville Riders.
Okay.
So pretty much every club in Watsonville had a Watsonville Rider members at one point. You know what I mean? And then so you get kind of like that. Oh well, I don't want
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with people that don't mess with you. But then why? You know what I mean? Then you get into the whole, we're splitting each other apart. Where how about we just support each other? You know what I mean? Okay, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
The Watsonville Riders is not for everybody. The other club is not for everybody. Every club has their own standards. Every club has their own rules, regulations, and whatnot. You know what I mean? So why not just embrace the difference and hang out? You know what I mean? Like, hey, you guys do you, we do us. But when we're together, we're having fun. We're hanging out. Let's, instead of having we don't want to be the only game in town because it gets boring playing just.
Yeah. It's like I already know your moves. I already beat you.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
like
When you play baseball or football, like you don't want to have 2 teams. You want to have 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So you can, you know what I mean. So that's how we figure. Like, you know what, we got to stop thinking that we're the only game in town and just
embrace
everybody that comes in, which we do. You know what I mean. If a new club pops up, hey, welcome to the scene. You know what I mean. Now we got more people to charge for our club. When you show up to our show, we got more people we gonna charge. But like I said, let's support each other. You know what I mean? That's it. Not just in Watsonville, in the Central Coast and in the 831. You know what I mean? Salinas is a big lowrider scene. You know what I mean? Hollister, Gilroy, all these little areas. We don't have to go to San Jose. I mean, it's fun when we go to San Jose because San Jose has their own scene already. San Jose's established. They have many clubs out there, but the 831, the Central Coast, we have our own scene out here, and we don't need to drive all the way to San Francisco for a Boulevard Nights. Let's have a Boulevard Nights here in Watsonville, here in Salinas, here in Gilroy. You know what I mean? There's enough cars here. There's enough cars so we can have our own scene. So if we start supporting each other, we can make it bigger, have more fun.
That's great. That's great. And I feel like, within the last couple of years with the art on wheels and more showcasing like the art, the culture of lowrider, it seems like it's more and more people are coming together, and that's what we want. Especially one of the things that I've always said is, and I'm thankful that it's changing. That narrative is changing, where Watsonville don't get no love. Over the years, like in the sense of like just a lot of things. But now it's like people are noticing Watsonville and they're noticing every single thing that we got. And one of the things that we got, like I said, that the car club. Scene.
Watsonville Riders. When we put Watsonville in the name of our car club, we took it very serious. You know what I mean? We figure, you know what? If we're gonna represent Watsonville, we gotta represent it right. You know what I mean? So we have, rules and regulations where you're not gonna be out there acting a fool wearing the club. You know what I mean? So when we put Watsonville on our back, it's because we love Watsonville. We want to showcase Watsonville. We want to change the whole narrative of, let's not go to Watsonville because people are gonna get beat up or whatever. Watsonville's just drama or Watsonville. Nah, man, we have fun out here. Come hang out. Come enjoy it. You know what I mean? Come check it out for yourself. You know what I mean? Watsonville's great, man. We have a lot to offer. Well, we have a lot to offer for car club scene and whatever. Other than that, I mean, we need Watsonville to step up and have more stuff for to do. You know what I mean? Ever since the bowling alleys guy, we got nothing.
So,
but that's
a different story.
That's a different story for different people. You know what I mean? That's for the city commissioners and all them people to get it together and do something for our youth. You know what I mean?
But the fact that the car clubs in Watsonville are behind the community, that they're behind the people, that right there speaks volume.
We're a big part of this community, no matter what anybody thinks or says. The 4th of July parade, everybody's either want to see the lowriders or the horses. I mean, I'm sure parents want to see their kids in their little league teams, but the rest of the people want to see the lowriders and the horses. You know what I mean? So without us, the parade's only 20 minutes, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the lowriders and the horses, you got a 2-hour parade. You know what I mean? So we're a big part of this, big part of this city. Like I said, we get called in for fundraisers. We get called in for anything. We've supplied uniforms for PB High School when they barely opened. We did a car show over there. Our club.
I remember that. Yeah. I was.
Our club is big on fundraising and big on giving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We made a cruise night that benefited the farm workers. You know what I mean? Our first car show at the fairgrounds actually was benefiting the Farm Workers Association. We did a cruise night to benefit the immigrants and workers that you know what I mean. We did a cruise night to benefit the fire victims in Santa Cruz when the fire happened. We didn't know nobody out there. We didn't know anybody affected by that. But guess what? We you know what? Let's do our part.
Yeah.
So we set up a cruise night, collected a lot of money, collected a lot of goods. I went down to the store, Kmart, and we didn't advertise none of this. Like we're not. A lot of the stuff we do goes unnoticed and unseen because we're not out there like this with the camera and the dollar. Like, hey, look at me.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't care about none of that. You know what I mean? The fame and all that stuff. That's like whatever. But we've done a lot of the stuff. You know what I mean? Like if we want to talk about it, like I said, we went and donated thousands of dollars of stuff for the fire victims. We donated. We've done toy drives where we go down to the camps, the labor camps, and we donate the toys. You know, hand to hand. You know, to the kids. We did like when the flood victims happened, we got together with other car clubs and had a big fundraiser and collected lots of goods right there. You know what I mean? So the car clubs, us and other car clubs in this town do a lot for our community. You know what I mean? I know this is about us because we're talking to me. You know what I mean? But other than just that, I mean, the whole car club scene it does a lot for our community. You know, so we're a big part of this community. You know.
Yeah.
So we just want our little space, you know what I mean? Like, hey, let us do our thing, you know. Yeah. We're not hurting anybody. We're not, you know what I mean? We're just out here having fun. Like I said, Monday through Friday, I gotta go to work. You know what I mean? I wake up at 6 in the morning, don't get home till fucking 6, 7 at night. Yeah. You know what I mean? But on Saturday and Sunday, let me take out my car and waste some gas. You know.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah. So I mean, and my next thing is like, I mean, I always ask people like, what is it that you do to like decompress? Because you said you're a painter. You paint houses.
Anybody needs a paint job, let me know.
Right there, you know. Car club, painter, right here.
Everything.
So Monday through Friday, you're painting, right? You're painting. You're doing that. You know, you're tired, and I thanks for stopping by because you just literally got off of work.
I just got off work, came straight here. Yeah.
And so, and I mean, it's obvious, right? To decompress, to relax, you take out the whip and you know, you drive, right? You take a little cruise. But aside from that, because we know that, you know, that's your decompression, what else do you kind of just do to you know, put yourself at a nice level to like, you know, I'm chill?
Me? Family. Family's big, you know what I mean? I'm big on family. I like to, like I said, my girls, they're hard workers, you know. My oldest works and she goes to school, and my little one does to school, does after school. So they're in school like all day. Yeah. They're, you know what I mean? And we emphasize that for them. They need to study, work hard, and learn so they can be, you know what I mean, do better than what we do. You know what I mean? So yeah, in our free time, pretty much just hanging out with the family. You know, try to balance out because believe it or not, it's like 95% lowrider and 5% other things. You know what I mean? Like it's just never ends, man. Every weekend there's a show. Every weekend there's a cruise night. Every weekend there's an event. Every weekend there's a photo shoot. I mean, we've been asked to go do a music video this weekend. Hopefully it goes through. I mean, any event that we can involve the cars, we try to get in. And like a lot of people see me everywhere and probably tired of seeing me everywhere because I want to make sure that we're out there, you know. My motto is we out here. I don't know, people might see that every time I do a video or whatever. It's we out here means we're all out here. If I'm out here, that means the club's out here. If my buddies are out there, that means we're all out here. So whether it's one or all 20 of us, we are here, you know what I mean? We're representing, you know what I mean? So yeah, pretty much my whole weekends either involved going to the movies with the kids or lowrider event. And they're with it. My family's, if it wasn't for the support of my wife and my kids in this lifestyle, then I probably would have, you know what I mean? A lot of people don't make it because of that, you know what I mean? Their kids or wives don't want to go to the shows, so they're forced to give up their passion. Yeah. I'm glad that they enjoy it just as much as I do, and we can have, I mean, like, we'll take off. Me and my lady will be like, let's go for a day trip to LA to a car show. We'll take off at 3, 4 in the morning, go check out the show, come back after the show, and be home by dinner. It's like, why, you know, just for fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? Why not? Or a cruise night, you know what I mean? Like I said, to decompress, just, you know, get in the car, turn on some tunes, and just drive. Like, you know, just enjoy the road, you know what I mean? Yeah. Go down to the West Cliffs, go down to the, you know, just even if there's no show, you still kind of get the car involved. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just go drive it, enjoy it. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Um, I come to the point of the show, and I always ask people, some words of wisdom, some advice that you would give out. That if someone came up to Mo and asked him for some advice, what would you say? What is your words of wisdom?
My advice is be yourself. You know what I mean? Do as you can. Don't try to impress anybody else. That's in life and in low riding. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just don't follow the crowd. You know what I mean? Be yourself. You know what I mean? You don't gotta be the biggest, baddest. You just gotta be yourself. You know, you just gotta be you. That's in life. And low riding is like I said too. Like, do as you can. You know what I mean? Don't try to freaking impress people by spending your life savings on a car or sacrificing this for that. You know what I mean? Just build it as you can. Build it to your liking, and that's it. You know what I mean? Pretty much enjoy it. Enjoy it as you can. You know what I mean? Putting a car in the shop for 10 years and waiting for one day to be the man. Fucking build it, drive it, break it, fix it, build it again, drive it again, break it again. Enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Enjoy it.
Why not, man? Life's too short, man. You know what I mean? We're here one day, we're gone the next. You know what I mean? That's the reason I do these. This is my second podcast. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah.
And I did a couple other things that gets recorded. It's just to have a record of what we're doing out here. A record of the club, myself, the lifestyle, for future generations to look back and be like, you know what, man, I'm gonna look into what they were doing back in the days, or how they were doing it back in the days, or just like a historic part, you know what I mean, of the Watsonville Riders. In my senses, the Watsonville Riders started 2007 by these individuals. We can't let that go away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I didn't start this club. I was part of it. You know what I mean? But we got to emphasize the people that were there at the beginning, the people that were there in the middle, and the people that are there now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Preserving that history.
Preserving the history of the club, preserving the history of Watsonville, our culture here. You know what I mean? It's not just, it's the Mo show. Nah. I'm trying to give everybody a little bit of history as far as I know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be truth, that's just that's why I'm here. You know what I mean? I'm here not to promote myself, not to promote any kind of, like I said, any kind of business or any. I see the shows you do are mostly like business owners, and and I was talking to my daughter, Lily. I was like, what am I gonna say? I don't know, because we were studying the show. And she's like, all you got to do is say, I'm a cool guy with a cool car and a cool club that does cool stuff for the cool community.
There you go.
There you go. Those are my words of wisdom, man. Be a cool guy, have a cool car, and do cool stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So Lily she's an intern here at Arte de Corazon. So she's out here all the time, and, helping out the community too and everything. So she takes after her father. So, Mo, thanks, man. Thank you for coming on. Thank you
no
for
problem, man. Thanks for the invite. Big shout out to the Watsonville Riders Car Club. Big shout out to all the members, past, future, and present. Shout out to my wife for putting up with my nonsense all the time with this club, and you know what I mean, because I'm always all involved with something or another. Shout out to my my family, my daughters, Lily Rose and JoJo. You know what I mean, and big thank you for the opportunity. You know what I mean. Yeah.
And so, if someone wants to reach out and someone wants to like hit up Watsonville Riders, where can we find you guys? Where can they find you?
So Watsonville Riders, you can find us on Instagram, Watsonville Riders Car Club CC. That's our main page, Instagram, Facebook, Watsonville Riders. I mean, you can find me at like Mo Riders, something like that, on Instagram.
I'll tag you. Yeah, it'll be tagged.
Watsonville Riders, you know. Watsonville. Anytime you type Watsonville Riders, you'll have a lot of cool stuff and cool cars to look at. Yeah, we've been a part of this town for a while, so there's plenty of stuff on us out there. And like I said, if anybody needs us for any kind of fundraising or any kind of cool event, hey, we'll be more than likely to,
Yeah.
think about it and help you guys out. You know what I mean?
For sure. No, thank you. And
And
I'm gonna have to join you guys on one of those cart shows
Yeah.
out of town. You know, because
well, I got an extra pair of rims. We'll put some rims on your Kia.
there you
know what I mean?
go.
Yeah, you can. The only club I think you can join with that Kia is the AAA car club. You know what I mean? The members only reward club. But hey, we'll put some wires on it and let's go.
There we go.
You know what I mean?
We'll get it done.
I got an extra lowrider I can let you use, man. I got a backup lowrider.
There you go. Mo, thanks again for stopping by, ladies and gentlemen. Mo, Watsonville Riders.
We out here.
We're out here. Guys, thank you. This is a season 4 premiere. Stay tuned for the rest of the season. We got some awesome guests, awesome people coming on. So catch you guys in the next one. God bless. See y'all later.
Peace.